that are going to help all Arizonans. I frankly don't care if you're with the Democrat Party, the Independent Party, the Republican Party, the Green Party, the Pool Party, or the Pizza Party. Our ideas are going to help all Arizonans, and Governor Kristi Noem understands that. So we were thrilled that she spent some time with us today, and we're looking forward to other governors coming here. As you know, Governor DeSantis came and spent some time helping us campaign, and we're looking forward to Governor Glenn Youngkin coming as well. We welcome all strong Republican governors. We need to band together and make sure that we make this country strong. And frankly, every state deserves a strong Republican governor. And we're going to get one on November 8th when we go out and vote. And we vote for Kari Lake for governor. Any questions?
You said in the primary that you won because we outvoted.
What's your name real quick?
John Helm.
And which organization?
We're with the Circus from Showtime.
Okay.
You said in the primary that we outvoted the fraud. Your voters did. Are you worried that in the general election you won't be able to accomplish the same thing?
I'm always worried about voter fraud because we have a system right now, an election system that people don't have faith in. They don't have faith in it. And what I want to see is common sense laws for our elections so that every voter, whether they are Democrat, Independent, or Republican, they go to bed on election night, they know that their legal vote counted, and they know that we have the winner, and whether it was their guy or not, they have faith in the system. And we can't keep having elections. In 2016, we had people saying that wasn't a fair election. 2020, we can fix this problem. We can restore honesty to elections, and we plan to do that here in Arizona.
What specific changes to law or policy do you want to see when it comes to elections?
I want to see cleaning up our voter rolls. I want to make sure that we don't have a glut of mail-in ballots. We're going to a home where there's one voter and 5 ballots show up. I want to make sure that we count the vote fairly, and I think there's major problems with the electronic voting machine, so we're going to look at those as well.
So, Kari, we saw serious problems in our primary election. You know, voters were turned away from the polls. They were told that they already voted. Katie Hobbs still hasn't recused herself as chief elections officer in the state. What are your thoughts on that?
We asked Katie Hobbs to recuse herself from any duties involving the election in July of last year. It's unethical, and she should recuse herself. And she didn't. And we saw problems in the August 2nd primary where 1 hour into voting in Pinal County, one of our largest counties, Katie Hobbs gave guidance as to how many ballots they would need, and they ran out of ballots 1 hour into voting. 1 hour into voting. And interestingly, they only ran out of Republican ballots. We need somebody with competence in the Secretary of State's office. Katie Hobbs has closed down the office for COVID and is still not open to business. You have to go online. Katie Hobbs needs to get her butt back in the office, open the doors, and do the business of the people. And she needs to recuse herself from anything involving this election. Let's face it, when she called half of the voters Nazis, that tells you that she doesn't really care to look evenly and equally at voters. She only cares about voters who are going to vote for her. And we need somebody in that office who looks at all Arizonans equally.
There are 22 independent voters in the state
who are you and who are you with?
Alan Smith and you're with NBC.
NBC, and what was the question?
What would you say to independents in Arizona who are still weighing their choice who voted for Joe Biden?
I'm willing to bet that if you voted for Joe Biden, you're regretting that vote. Skyrocketing gas prices, inflation is at a record level here in Arizona. I talked to people who retired, and they had saved enough money for that retirement. And unfortunately, now they're looking and saying, I'm going to need to get another job. I can't even afford retirement anymore. People can't afford to put food on the table. We're in a crisis mode because of Joe Biden. And anybody who voted for him and you're regretting it, I want you to take a look at where I stand on the issues. We're going to help you when it comes to this inflation. We're going to get rid of the grocery tax. We're going to get rid of the tax you pay on rent. And return basically $500 million to the hardworking people of Arizona. And we're going to make sure we have a secure border, safe streets. We have to do this. We owe this to the people of our state to help them.
Matt Brill talk show here with your local conservative outlet for Arizona conservative. My question is, overseas, they look up to us, and this is nobody ever probably asked that question. Most of the people that write me, they say, you guys set the standard for liberty, republic, constitutional. What's happening? Why we can't have a debate? Why can't you? Like, they want to watch your debate. Actually, they love you, and they want to know why Hobbs is not speaking. We know the whole thing, but what is it from you?
This is the first time in our history since we've had this governor debate, the clean elections debate, that the candidate refuses to show up on stage and debate. And I think I know why. She has terrible ideas, and she's trying to say it's because I'm a conspiracy theorist. then show up on the debate stage and call me out, for goodness sakes. She says I'm going to shout at her. I don't know. People who know me best know I'm not a big yeller.
No.
I want to talk about the issues. It's a job interview, and she needs to show up. I did a forum last night for Odysee, and she refused to be anywhere near us. She made them put up drapes, and she parked on one side and required that I park on another. This woman is unhinged if she can't face her opponent. We need a strong governor, not somebody who's afraid to debate, not someone who's afraid to even look at me. How is she going to handle the cartels? How is she going to handle all these forces that are working to detract from our quality of life here in Arizona? We need strength in a governor, not someone who's weak. Can you imagine Katie Hobbs having to fight for Arizona, try to bring businesses here, and having to compete against a governor, Kristi Noem? Kristi Noem will eat her up and spit her out. And I'll tell you what, Governor DeSantis will do the same. We do not want to become California. The policies that my opponent is pushing are policies that will turn us into a state like California, which is a state that is going down the tubes, unfortunately.